is good. Soul Tech. How are we doing today? Okay, so we are going to be tiering all the new megas and new Pokemon that were introduced in Mega Dimensions, plus re-tiering the Pokemons that were already in the Legend ZA format. Just a reminder, this is going to be the PetMod Legend ZA OU tier, where megas actually, like Phalanx, for example, used to have a custom ability. All custom made abilities, as in ones that aren't already existing in Pokemon, were removed. So Phalanx got Dauntless Shield, Chestnut, and this isn't the Mega, but it got changed to Bulletproof rather than its hybrid that it had. Eel now has Hadron Engine, which is funny because it is the same special attack stat as Miraidon. Victory Belt no longer has Super Corrosion, things like that. So that'll be a little interesting re-tiering those guys. Okay. Are you allowing the Z Megas, those not named Absol? Ironically, if we do allow any, it will just be Absol, which I think is going to be really on the fence whether or not we allow it. As for Lucario and Garchomp, those are Mega Banned. Yeah, let me actually go ahead and edit my title to make it very clear. There is spoilers in here, so no one can complain if they come in here. Okay. Good question, though. Good question. So, yeah, those will likely be immediately banned, and I'll go through them. I think it's going to be a lot easier for me using this document specifically just to go, like, in order by dex number, because that's how I have it in this in our actual league document here, on how I can tier them in this column and then specific mega points here. I'm just going to keep with the current point structure we have. If I need to move stuff around later when confirming rules with Nexus, we will. Because I want to up the mega budget and make it forced for people to get 2. Because there's just so many good megas, and we're only going to be a draft pool of 8 that I want to get as much usage around the board as possible. Because we're trying to have fun with this league. It's not upload required or anything. I'm going to upload it. But I mean, we don't even have like an official name for it. We don't have a logo. We don't have nothing. We just want to play this format because it's really cool in Showdown, and I'm probably going to play more of it just laddering because I am really enjoying this. So, alright, that being said, we'll just go straight in order. Beedrill's not going to have to change from where it's at. Pidgeot doesn't have to. Wigglytuff, Raichu. Are the Raichus too low? The Raichus are at 4. I mean, they got Dazzling Gleam, but they already had Alluring Voice, so there's really no point in making a difference for that. Drain Punch doesn't matter at all. I mean, I think 4 is fine. I mean, you have an argument for 5, but it doesn't matter at that point. And then I guess I go straight into the Megas for Raichu. Well, all the new Megas are at the bottom. I'll do the Megas last. At least, especially if hopefully someone can join me by that point, because that's when it's going to be more discussion based for sure. Persian got spikes. That's not really going to make a difference for it too much. Like, I can bump it to 2 compared to 1. Nah, it's still a 1-pointer. It really doesn't make a difference for him. So normal Persian here. Just 1 point. Now that's on the board. And then let me go to Alolan Persian down here. And now this is where it's going to be different because you get spikes and toxic spikes, and obviously you're traditionally not nearly as bad. You're probably just like a 4-point support. You don't really have like anything that's overwhelming. I mean, your parting shot isn't even special anymore. I mean, you get the technician, but your stats are so bad. Fur coat, but defense is already so low. Like, it's pretty good utility and it's a decent speed tier, but it really shouldn't be any higher than 4. Does it deserve to be higher than the Mons in 3? Arguably. I think Absol's kind of high. I'm probably going to bump Absol down. Maybe just 4. Because it does have good utility. I'll just make him 4 points. You're going to see me clicking back and forth between a lot of tabs, and I am going to get myself lost once or twice. I just said 4 and did 3. Is that fine? Nah, dual spikes makes him 4. Okay. Machamp, very excited about this one. I don't know if necessarily it will change much. You are at 4. I think that definitely makes you at least 5. I'd argue 6. Drain Punch makes a big difference for the gut sets. This is really what set Conkeldurr apart for the most. It still doesn't get Mach Punch, which is absolutely wild. But Drain Punch is a good start. I mean, I'd like to say 6. I think it gets more use than these guys in terms of its breaking capabilities. Because, I mean, like, you have decent bulk overall, too. Like, especially if you go specially defensive with bulk up, like, that's fully viable. Like, you can go Guts in case you're worried about Scald, or you can just... Wow, the rest of your abilities are actually non-existent. Maybe just 5, then. Yeah, Emboar is still a better breaker. Is it? Emboar at least gets to have a Choice Scarf and stuff. I'll just make him 5. I don't want to make anything like too expensive, even if Machamp might deserve 6. Why am I typing Meowth? Move Homie up to 5. Slowbro, Galar Slowbro, those aren't going to change. Are they fine in the current tier that they are in? 9 points for Galar Slowbro. I mean, it might need to go up, but that's fine. Normal Slowbro's way up here. Yeah, that's totally fair. Farfetch'd, don't care. Well, I guess I'm going to tier him and just put him in 1. Mr. Farfetch'd. Did I even get your Sprite? Are you even in here? I didn't even get your Sprite. That's awkward. Well, you're 1 point anyways. That's fine. Nope, that's not how that works. Okay, we'll do 1 point there. Alolan Marowak, very excited for this one. Unfortunately, it didn't really get any buffs that really benefit it in singles aspect. Parashung would be cool for Mr. Wolf, but like, you know, Fissure obviously non-existent because Oko moves are banned. Parasong people are going to swap out anyways. Curse is literally the only thing that like technically makes a difference, but it's not going to be a massive buffer nerf for the Pokemon by any means. But where do I like this guy? Because he's obviously not on the tiers currently. Immediately look at like 8 or 7 potentially because of his immunities and damage output. It's mainly just Lightning Rod and Rockhead. The club obviously being a massive buff for it, and its attack is decent. Its bulk is just good. You get Stealth Rocks, you get knockoff, you do Flarelets, all that good stuff. Like, probably 7. I don't think it's worth 8. I think it's definitely more than 6. Do Marowak at 7. Dude's a goat. Okay, and then Starmie has to go further up because it got triple axle, and that's just absurd. I mean, it's already clicking its stabs in most situations, but I think it like legitimately brings it up to, at the very least, 17. I think it's probably an 18 though. Like, why would you ever get Mega for Alligator with, even though it's Dragon's Maw, when you can just get Mega Starmie? Like, that's how I'm looking at it. Because that mon's ridiculous. It doesn't change anything for normal Starmie. Does normal Starmie get a benefit from any of these? I mean, if you're lucky enough, Ancient Power, Charge Beam, I guess, is a little bit of a benefit, but that's really nothing. So I'm not going to worry about adjusting normal Starmie. I think 13 from normal Starmie is totally fine. We can go here. That's not where my megas are at. Where are my megas? Here are my megas. And I'm blind. There it is. Like, I want to make it 18. I just don't know if it's actually 18. I'll do 17 for now. Because I know some other Pokemon are probably getting lowered, so it's fine. Mr. Mime's a funny one. He got a lot of utility, but he's still really bad. That's probably just going to put him in 2 points. I don't see any reason for him to be any higher than Dosamundos. Yeah. Yeah, 2 is fine. That'll take me to 1. Alright. Pinsir is a funny guy. Still not very strong. Wait, no, Pinsir should already be in the document. Yeah, 2 points, that's totally fine, because Circle Throw to Wing Beat doesn't even matter. Dual Wing Beat's a little interesting for the Mega. I know you have Aerial 8, but just being able to deal with Focus Sashes is nice. What is good? Meat of Justice. Interesting. How you doing tonight? Dragonite getting Vacuum Wave really... Well, for normal Dragonite, it doesn't matter. But Mega Dragonite, it can be beneficial for sure. Especially Ice-type Pokemon that are trying to hit you with an Ice Shard after you got the Agility. And you might already have a Soul Heart boost, so that's pretty big. I don't think it changes for Dragonite. Actually, I'm actually going to reduce Mega Dragonite on where it is on the tiers. Where is normal Dragonite and where is Mega Dragonite? Normal Dragonite is 17. I think that's valid. Mega Dragonite's got to go down by 1 though. It got destroyed in the tourney we did. Like, I know it faced a lot of Clefables, but there's elections tomorrow and I work on them. Now I'm going to make myself a cheeseburger. Cheeseburgers make the world go round, so you deserve it. So let's just bump Dragonite down to 18. We might have to, in return, bump the other Dragonite down to 16, but I don't really think that matters too much. Mewtwo is obviously banned. No one cares. Icicle Spearon for Alligator really doesn't matter. And I'm actually going to reduce... Oh yeah, no, the Mega was in 19 before and I moved it down to 18. Like, realistically, I haven't really seen this guy use... I think I watched, Joey's first feature video of it, but it's like... You do get Scale Shot, right? It's just you aren't guaranteed a certain number of hits. Even with Dragon's Maw, it can still be extremely underwhelming. I mean, like, Fairies really can't switch in, which is one thing. Been really funny if he got Draco Meteor. But I don't know. I just don't think it's that overly strong. I'm gonna move it down to... Like, even when it gets the speed boost, it's only 78. Like, so many Scarfers and other things can already deal with it. I guess your Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Aqua Jet, and then Liquidation, and that's all you really need to do. No problem, Justin. Yeah, I want to make sure people are very clear that this has spoilers. So, yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, don't hang out. It's okay. Thank you for at least stopping by. Yeah, so you really just run Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Aqua Jet, and then Liquidation, and just kind of run through teams that way. Your bulk is really good on the defensives. Even your speed def is just normally fine. So I don't want to put it any lower than 17. I just don't want to make it 18 because I would love to see it get drafted. I don't think it will be, because there are too many other fun things. And then even though this is Showdown where we don't have sprites, I think it's still going to go undrafted for being ugly. And that is how the cookie crumbles. Ariados already in the game, probably chilling at 2 points. That's my guess. He's even 1 point. That's totally fine with me. He still sucks even if he's a Weber. Crobat, this is the GOAT. This is what everyone's excited about. Crobat's going to be very interesting on the tiers here. I think it's definitely going to be on the higher end, probably around here. It always reminds me of Crocodile in terms of just like higher mid-tier draft league GOAT. That was a mouthful. I really do like it around the 12-point slot. I mean, it does have defog and everything. Like, it might legitimately be 13. Like, it's... Yeah, it can be considerably weak, but it's like... I don't know if Power Creep's really going to hurt it too much. Just because, I mean, the speed is still elite, especially in this generation. Like, you have the Megas with crazy speed, but then, like, after that, it's really, like, nothing else. Infiltrator and Focus are both really good. And the fact that you do have defog and you have the buffed knockoff now, so... I'm going to make him 12. I don't think he's a 13 one. I can definitely see, like, Elitist making him, like, 13 or something like that. But I think 12 is already, like, a decent stretch for him. But considering Scolopede's probably going to be bumped up a point, they deserve to be in the same tier with one another. So I think that makes sense to me. Slowking's not going to move. Gallery's Slowking's not going to move. I'm pretty sure I already made sure they were upped from when the tournament tiering. 16 for Slowking. Still tempted to make it 17. I absolutely hate that mon. And then normal Slowking's down at 12. Probably 13. Because that's weather control too. What's up, Wink Warrior? How you doing, bro? Been doing good. Been doing good. Just spent like, you know, like over $300 in Christmas gifts today. So that's how I'm doing. I'm doing broke. Heracross doesn't change at all with Circle Throw. Really pissed that they gave first impression of so many different Pokemon and didn't give it to Heracross. Brother deserves it. Or no, he has first impression, right? He doesn't have a U-turn. Is that what I'm meant to say? No, he doesn't have first impression. Yeah, that's wild. And he doesn't have a U-turn. The brother would be so good if they just gave him a little bit. Yeah, what's your question, bro? Just always save time and You don't have to drop 2 questions, but can I ask you something? Just go ahead and drop the question. As long as you know it's appropriate, feel free to drop it. It's fine. Scarming with Scale Shot's very interesting, purely for Mega Scarm. Because then you don't have to solely rely on the other one. I'm okay, Wink Warrior. I appreciate it. I really don't do too much. So I go with the basic stuff, and then I can make my offers basic things. Thank you, though. So Mega Scarm sticking around 18. It makes sense because of the tough claws and you get the weak armor boost. It's a very like counter sweeper, and then you still get normal Scarm, which is the big value out of it. Because a lot of these megas, when you get their normal, it's still like not as much, and you're like whatever. So I don't think it makes a difference at all for normal Scarm. Like yes, it can be an SD set with that, but either way. Don't want any more self promo. Thank you. Let's see. Damn over. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, for some reason it got scale shot. I mean, it's not even technically scales, bro. It's just made of metal, but it got it. I don't really think it's gonna make, like, I don't think it deserves to let Scarm be any higher than 18 than it already is. Like, you could argue maybe it was 17, then maybe with scale shot it makes it 18. I really don't think it does, though. So, Scorching Stance on T-Tar is really cool for bulky AV sets. Scale Shot on T-Tar is also extremely cool. Because now you can Dragon Dance at Scale Shot and actually be able to like consistently outspeed things without being rock polished and then relying on a weakness policy or just like a life orb. Obviously, Loaded Dice is not in the format because it's not in the game, which is definitely unfortunate for a lot of these Pokemon that did get access to it. But it's very good on T-Tar. Like, it's actually a big benefit for T-Tar for sure. But I think it's more of a benefit probably just to Mega Tyranitar more than it is normal T-Tar, right? Yeah. Because you already got the insane bulk and you can work with it for sure. Do I really want to like bump them up for it though? Because I don't want to make the megas like overly expensive, and I think these are like okay. Like Pursue is really big on those 2 Pokemon though, with them being able to run that. I could definitely see 15 and 14 being justifiable. Mega Gyarados over Mega Tyranitar. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, maybe. Well, Mega Gyarados is just a good counter to a lot of the meta at the time. No, I'll let it stay low. I know Grom's probably going to want T-Tar, so it's fine if it's a little bit cheaper. I'm not going to stress it. But it's a really good buff. Those are both good buffs for T-Tar, for sure. Dragon Rush up Sceptile. I mean, I have to tier Sceptile. That's all it really comes down to. But I don't really think it makes a difference for it necessarily. Grovyle, I can just go ahead and make you 1. I did have some of these middle stages in there. Pupitar could just go to 1. And then normal Sceptile, you can go into, you have Unburden, you have a few things of nonsense. You probably go into 3 purely because of your speed tier, more than likely. 120 is pretty nice. Yeah. I think 3 is fine. It might be a stretch, but I think it's got, it's like a good sleeper pick. Blaziken, this is the real tough one. We know I've been loving me some Terra Blaziken in the current format, but this boy don't got Terra. But he do have Drain Punch now, so you can run like some bulky speed boost sets. I still think just SDing and trying to break through as soon as you can is the best. But in draft with the bulky a bulky Drain Punch version, I think that can be very viable to catch off your opponent. But like the default is still going to be like just SD, CC, Flare Blitz, and stuff like that. With speed boost, I mean, there's like, does Mega Gren still outspeed you? And just standard Blaziken, Swords Dance. Adamant, yeah, for sure. Jolly, no, you do get past Gren, which is a big marker for sure. Because, I mean, Gren is still going to be, like, the fastest in the format, considering we're more than likely banning all the 150 fellas. For the most part. Yeah, so that makes you a little overwhelming for sure. I don't really want to put it, like, too low, but it shouldn't be too high, because there's some decent natural counters still in the game for it, like Gyarados and whatnot. The Slowbros and everything, just chilling there. I mean, if you were to get Slowbro with the Blaziken, that's definitely big for you, but I would say 15. I think it makes the most sense. I think 14 is getting a little too low. And get that 1-point combustion in there. Showdown League? Yeah, it's going to be a Showdown League. It's just a very chill one, just with 7 others and myself. We're going to do not upload required, but I'll be uploading this. We're realistically going to be drafting hopefully right after I finish this or tomorrow. So we'll see. Swampert, Sludge Bomb, and Fisher do not matter at all. I actually have to rank the Megas for these Pokemon too. Oh, that's the one thing I didn't do. I didn't get the updated sprites for those guys. I can do the sprites later. But let me go ahead and get Mega Sceptile. What do you mean that's not how it's spelled? You're a liar. Okay, here's the Sceptile. Yeah, I just don't have the sprite for it yet. Sceptile's interesting. 145 is definitely going to be like of the elite speed for sure. Lightning Rod is just so sad. Like, I can't believe that's what they gave it. Like, it's definitely got good utility, and it's like the elite speed is big for it, and you don't have U-turn. I don't know why I thought I got a U-turn. I'm gonna be real, that's crazy. But like, you're a good mix. Like, you could be an SD setup, or you can just be like Leaf Storm and just breaking through that way. I just really wish Homie got Draco Meteor, because then it could just be like way better. Plain and simple. That being said, is there a similar Mega I'd compare it to? I mean, maybe 12. I don't... I think 13's like too high for it. Just because it's really not that strong. Venusaur is definitely way better. And Pidgeot. Some of these need to be moved down, I think. Meganium, Pinsir. Honestly, he might go all the way down to 10. Brother is unfortunate, to say the least. Blaziken's gonna be banned. I'm not even gonna bother. Swampert is very interesting because we don't have a Drizzle Pokemon currently, and then additionally there's no weather stones. So even if you have manual rain dance, you have to set up rain and then waste an additional turn to pivot into Swampert. So you're only getting like 3 turns out of Swampert. Swampert really has to set up its own rain in order to benefit from sweeping. And it can do that. Obviously, we know it's insanely bulky to be able to get off the rain dance and still do damage afterwards without taking too much. Flip turn is really big for it, so you can give him that. And also, you're still just getting base swamp, which is amazing. And you can just run it extremely defensive and not mega it, and then opt to go for another mega. And I think that's mainly where its usage is going to be in this format. That being said, it's probably like a 12-pointer, maybe an 11. I could see 11. I just think not having a rain setter to pair with it is like a big hindrance. Yeah. Well, let's think about this. If I make it that, then you can get Swampert with the top tier, and I don't want to allow that. So this should automatically be 12. If I make the mega points 30. So we'll do 12 for now and check it out later. And then I need to do normal Swampert. Normal Swampert is probably going to be higher. Yeah, normal Swampert's probably going to be 13. I don't want to put too many waters together. I'm just looking from 12 to 13, right? Yeah, they could be the same one. I think it's actually kind of funny, putting Swamp and Mega Swamp in the same. It can go either way, though. I mean, truthfully, I think normal Swampert's more value than Mega Swampert. Just because limited weather. But is Swampert lower than Crocodile? Yes and no. Nah, it's fine at 12. But I don't... Yeah, there's no waters in this one. That's fine. There's a few in that one. I'm not going to overthink that. Okay. Alright, so now we got Swampert and its Megas settled, and then Aggron got Scorching Sands. Aggron was already in the game along with Mega Aggron, so I think they're sitting fine. Mega Aggron was on the lower end. Yeah, 9 points because you do get stuck just with a regular Aggron if you don't choose to Mega it. So, at least in this format, it's not as big as a punishment. I do think it should actually probably go up on a point. That mon is kind of ridiculous when you do choose to Mega it. Especially because of body press now. Like, that is just the main thing. Our defense body press just beats teams straight up. Yeah, I think I'll bump it into 10, but... normal Aggron, probably, what, 2 points? Yeah, that's fine. And then Mega Aggron... I'll bump it to 10 real quick. Okay, Metacham getting Blaze Kick does not make a difference for it. I already had Fire Punch. Manetric, Flame Charge, and Trailblaze doesn't matter. Grumpig is new to the game. Mr. Grumpingtons. You are the world's most valuable one-pointer. You could maybe argue for 2. Does it have more versatility than I think? Stats are still extremely underwhelming. Decent abilities. Does it get Stealth Rocks? I think that really all it comes down to. No, it doesn't get Stealth Rocks. It's probably still more utility than the one-pointers. Really? I mean, honestly, not really. Nah, we'll call him a one-pointer. Hello, Mr. Pig. Into the 1 point you go. Altaria, Pedal Dance, doesn't matter, was already in the game. Zangoose is very interesting. I think he just automatically thrown into 2. So Viper. So Viper's probably gonna be 1 point. Like, yeah, good value grounded poison, I guess. It's really not that useful. So I'll make Zangoose 2, so Viper 1. Okay. Milotic, the Queen, has returned with Calm Mind and Dazzling Gleam. This is awesome. This Pokemon is going to be very good. It's basically how much do I want to charge Linz in order to draft this, because she's going to take it from me. Realistically, is it better than Slowking? Chili Reception and stuff is just so corny, cheesy. Honestly, Slowking's probably 14. I'm gonna move Slowking to 14 and then move my Milotic down to the 13. I also gotta adjust Mega Heracross. Mega Heracross gotta go down. Let me go back to normal Slowking. We're gonna up you to 14. And now I can go to Miss Milotic. That also deserved a Mega. Just imagine. And make it 13, because I think it's on par with Starmie. Does that look right? Like, if it's not 13, it just gets bumped down to 12. Which, yeah, I guess 12 is fine. I don't think there's a reason to... I don't know, man. Calm Mind's gonna be really cool for it. I'll just make it 12. Alright. Next up is Kecleon. This dude got everything. Shedtail will definitely be banned. So there's no point in even considering that when we're valuing it. It might be upwards of 3 now. I mean, Protean does suck for it. Excuse me. Protean does suck now. And you're not going to use color change. Unless you're a crazy man. Like, it does have good utility. It does get Stealth Rocks. I wish I got, like, Spikes. Just like Meowstic did. But, so, yeah. Power Whip, First Impression, Scale Shot. Does it get SD? Does not. Yeah, it's probably still a 2-pointer. I'll give him 2. Put some respect on his name. Let me click everywhere except where I need to actually go. That'd be a great idea. Alright, so put Kecleon at 2 points. Did Bayonet get a buff? Icicle Spear and Vacuum Wave is not anything to change for it. Chimecho, Amnesia, Boom Burst, Water Pulse, Flash Cannon, Meteor Beam. Boom Burst is funny. I mean, it does get like, what's it? Heal Bell back and everything. Yeah, that's big. And it can do Wish, Protect. It can do Wish, Baton Pass. Pokemon's very viable. It can do Perish, Trap, Wrap, right? Perish. Yep. So, and that's kind of like it in terms of all it can do. So it's kind of stuck at 2. Does it get Stealth Rocks? I don't know why I think it does. No, it doesn't. But Thunder Wave is nice, and Yawn. Honestly, really good utility for the Mon. I'll put it in 3. Put some respect on his name. And then we get to rank Mega Chimecho, which is kind of sick. Down here, let's see what we can compare it to and get up its stats. Does have levitate just like Bronzong with some insane bulk. And a really good special attack stat too, actually. Wow. So that will make a difference for it. I mean, this is just like purely optimized stats, and I love it. And just being able to just recover with this bulk, and then even being a wish variant for your team if you want, is just kind of crazy. I wish they gave it a hazard since it was becoming a steel typing with Mega Evolution, but still really good. Reminds me a lot of Mega Chestnut. I don't know if it technically... I mean, dude, Calm Mindsets can just win games. Like, just Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Stored Power, Recover. If you don't have a Dark type, GG. I mean, yeah, you got Encore, Taunt, and stuff like that, but... Mega Scizor is definitely way better, so I don't think it goes up towards the 16-point tier. I think there's definitely a good argument for 15. I mean, God, that bulk is just so good. I mean, this thing's a wall, dude. It supports the team so much. Yeah, I'm putting 15. I don't think it should be any lower than 15. Or at least not initially, so. Oh God, is it time for the Absol? It is. Normal Absol doesn't matter, even with Phantom Force and Shadow Sneak, he can stay where he's at. This one's probably going to go up to a vote. I'm going to go ahead and put him in 19. And then if we want him to be banned afterwards, we can let him be banned. Joey did let me know that it's likely going to have an edited ability because Technician Shadow Sneak to already be able to deal with things that are Choice Scarf that can actually kill you is crazy. And then even though you only have 60s on the board, you only have one weakness in Fairy. So, and then since you have to be locked in the, or you only have Choice Scarf and not a boosting item, you have to be just being insanely strong mon to actually be able to pick up the kill. So, this mod's an issue. I'm going to put it at 19 because I think people are going to want it to use it, but then people are going to regret it when they don't get it drafted and someone else gets it drafted. So I'm going to put it at 19 for now, and we'll see how it goes. I think it's just a demon. So I think it's going to be the only Z Mega that we allow, if it even stays allowed. So Ment's getting Scale Shot is really big for him. Like, I think this is the biggest Scale Shot buff. Once again, dude, just with no loaded dice, though, I don't feel like... No, I guess you still run it over Outrage. Because it's like, Outrage is the gambit because you're always going to have to face a Fairy. So they're changing abilities already. Yeah, on the announcement on the PetMod thing, and then Joey also talked about it in his Pokegame Plus video, they are likely to change abilities at one point, and the ones that they had on their radar are Mega Lucario Z and Mega Absol Z, because they want to make sure that they can still be played. Mind's Eye, they didn't give it Mega Launcher, even though it's very clear that like Mega Absol Z will probably have Mega Launcher once it's in Champions, because it'd just be too broken. Like, so they wanted to at least give it Mind's Eye and try that because it makes sense for them on, but it's still going to be too much. I think Mega Lucario Z is probably still going to be banned. Absol might be right there with it, depending, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to change the ability to if they don't make it Technician. But no Mega Crab. Ice Skills is insane. Mega Crab will be on here. I just haven't gotten to it yet. It's going to be one of the later ones because it's Gen 8 or Gen 7. Sorry. I'm honestly probably going to try and get Mega Crab because I saw what the thing could do, and it's a very cool mon. I am going to buff Ments up to 14 though because I think Scale Shot is really big for it, to be honest. And then of course Mega Ments is going to stay banned. Okay. Latios. This is a tough thing. Latios definitely has just insane coverage. Let me just go ahead and get all of them here. Dude, just like work with me. The hyphen really makes it. Wait, are these guys like normally allowed in nat decks? Like, what's the deal there? Latios Mega is OU. How about Latios Mega? REBL. Okay, interesting. Wait, Mega Latios is getting not significantly more usage, I guess. That's only UBL for normal Latios. God, these stats are just ridiculous. Let me make sure and confirm what they actually have available to them in the game. They do have Mystical Fire again, which is big for the steel types. I think that's all that really matters. I mean, this is a top tier Pokemon, plain and simple. It's just whether or not it's 18 or 19. And I think just because of these threats, I think it automatically gets put in 18. 19's like very valid though. Do you have Soldew in the game? You don't. Damn, that hurts. That hurts big time. Yeah, so Mega Latios can be like top tier, but normal Latios probably 18, and then I think there's gonna be some adjustments where Pokemon like Garchomp are gonna go down to 17. I think it's gonna be a lot of adjustments for like the Pokemon that were on a previous, because they, excuse me, added some absolute powerhouses in this DLC. Don't worry, Matang, I got you, bro. Go ahead and go into the 1 points real quick. So Latios didn't get anything, only Latios. Workup is a big buff for it, and getting Wish like Latios is actually big. I am going to do 18 over 19 though. Oop. And then Mega Latios will get 19. Latios, nothing different for the most part. I think it's always naturally going to be a little bit lower in terms of usage than Latios, so if we have Latios at 18, Latios would realistically, I think, be like 16. Like, you could justify 17, but I think 16 is fine. Might even be lower, to be honest. Nah, we'll just keep it in 16. Let's chill. Let me get their megas. Yui will make 19, and then Mega Latios. What was... Sorry, where was Latios in this one? RUBL. I mean, like, which one is, like, technically better? Are they just, like, very similar? Like, which one really gets them more of a benefit? That's still Latios. Like, you are significantly bulkier. Special attack way up too. Yeah, I'll do 17. I hate tearing alone, bro. Alright. Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza. Unpopular decision, but banned. Staraptor. I very much love this guy. Like, I don't care what people are saying, bro. He is sick. For Megastar. Like, yeah, it's like, it is really just compared to Gyaptos again and again, and then now also just being in the exact same game with Mega Hawlucha, they are compared to one another a little bit too much. Realistically, it's probably the same tier as Mega Hawlucha too, when I'm looking at it here. I think 13 is very valid. Because I would say Zard X definitely still gets more use than Zard Y, and T-Tar definitely benefiting with Sand and its options. But I don't think it's as low as the things in 12. It's very similar speed tiers to some of the Megas and the power of the Megas here in 13. So I think 13 makes sense for Mega Raptor. And then I have to find out where to put normal Raptor, probably fairly low. 7 or 6, probably 7. I had other words in between there. I didn't say the curse thing. All right, so we'll do 13 for you, and then boom. Oh, well, you know what? That wasn't an awful roll. 7, Story at 1. Okay, not missing anything there. Rosary at 10 does get Mortal Spin now. Does it deserve to be higher? Not really. I think it's fine. Like, there's plenty of hazard removal in the game, so it's not like it should be valued way too high. A Steel type's always going to come in on Roserade either way, even though it does have Mudshot now, which is big. But now you actually have move slot syndrome with Roserade, which is tough. It was kind of more straightforward before, but now it's a little bit more difficult. Considering you're trying to fit Mudshot, Spikes, Mortal Spin, and then you have to sacrifice one of your stabs if you want to fit like all those. Unless you want to just be like an Assault Vest. Ooh, Assault Vest Roserade kind of fire. Mortal Spin, Mudshot, Stabs. I like that. I think it stays at 10 though. I don't think it deserves to be bumped any higher. Scolipede will probably be bumped higher mainly because of first impression. But I think Roserade is fine at 10. I think it can still be a little bit underwhelming. So let us bring Garchomp next with Nasty Plot and Vacuum Wave. I mean, congrats, Chomp. I think you just stayed, like, in the same tier, because otherwise I think you would have been bumped down. Mega Garchomp Z is banned. Don't even worry about it. As for normal Mega Garchomp, staying in 18, it's fine. Skill Shot exists, so... because the buff doesn't apply to him in terms of Nasty Plot and stuff like that. You do just want to be fully physical because you need the Skill Shot anyways. Okay, those Pokemon can stay. Abomasnow with Ice Hammer. Was Abomasnow low in this or was it fine? 5 points. Yeah, I think it's fine. Where was Mega Obama? Also 5? No. Because there's no Light Clay and there's no Weather Rock. Mega Abomasnow is literally just better Abomasnow. Like 6. I guess I'm really not like, you know, that much better just changing it by a point, but I do think it's genuinely better than the other things in that tier. Because Bulky Veil goes a long way. Okay. Porygon Z, this one is absolutely sick. Similar breakers to it. Honestly, it's definitely like potentially on par with like Gengar now, which is kind of crazy. I know it's still like slower though. Better than Glade. Yeah, I'm looking at 9 points right now. I think 9 points makes the difference. It's just like Choice Scarf download Volt Switch is just so free now. But I don't want to over buff him and make him like too expensive. I want people to enjoy his power. I think 9 makes sense though. I don't think that's too expensive. I actually have to tier normal Porygon first. And then Porygon 2. Porygon 2 probably going to be... Ooh, no, he's definitely higher up because he has all of his shenanigans in this one, right? Well, if he doesn't have Toxic, then that still hurts him. Yeah, I mean, Volt Switch, like, actually allowing him to pivot is great, but I mean, he has Teleport again. There's, like, Volt Switch doesn't benefit this Porygon, it only benefits Porygon Z because of the offensive standpoint. This is still knockoff bait. At least it has more of its coverage and the ability to teleport in this one. Trick Room, obviously, doesn't really matter in singles. Honestly, I want to put it in 9 as well, because I think it's... Is it better than Umbreon? No? Umbreon got Toxic, right? Or still has Toxic, I should say. Yeah, and Yawn and everything like that. P2 might be more of a 7. No, because Teleport is big. What am I doing? Yeah, no, 9 is totally fine. Okay. I still didn't do Z. Do I want to make it 10? No, let's do 9. Let him get some love if he wants to get picked up. Ooh, slowly approaching Heatran. Oh god, I have to do all the Rotoms now. Parabolic Charge is really cool. Parting Shot is massive. You're no longer getting walled by the ground types in order to pivot. Yeah, Vandy, your goats got buffed. You gotta try Teleport P2. Allow you to get in your big hitters like Dragonite for free. Porygon Z though is fine. Yeah, I'm on Rotom now. What the hell am I talking about? Taunt is also massive. Agility can be interesting, but mainly just because you have like Nasty Blot, Parabolic Charge, and Hydro Pump on Rotom Wash now. Like, that's disgusting. Like, being able to heal up, and the only things that are really sitting in front of you are the grass types. Parting Shot pivoting is great. Curse is very interesting for the ones that aren't traditional Rotom. It's not really going to benefit them at all, but it's interesting. Normal Rotom definitely gets like more usage with this buff overall though, because otherwise its stats was extremely underwhelming in the more current generations, and it's a pretty decent spin blocker. I think it does put it at like 6. I wouldn't really put it any higher than that, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I would use Frostlass before I used Rotom. And then I gotta go do all the Rotom forms. Rotom Heat, the second best Rotom. Let's see. Compared to the other fire types that are around, you're definitely gonna be one of the better ones. Talonflame still outclasses you probably, or does it actually? You have Defog once again. All of these are gonna have Defog. Yeah, Defog, Foul Play, and then you have your Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch, and now Parting Shot. Disgusting. And your Pain Split. Yeah, this one is pretty friggin' solid now. I think 10 definitely makes sense. I think it's going to be very annoying. And then Rotom Wash is obviously only going to be higher. Rotom Wash is probably going to be upwards of 13, if not 14. I don't know if I want to make it like too expensive. I think 13 is fine. Dude, I don't know. 14 actually might be more realistic. Yeah, I'll do 14. The mod's a menace. Rotom Frost is fine. Like, just having to land blizzards is what sucks when your name isn't Vanillix the Goat. Senior Professor the Third. Yeah, because Obama Snow is just better. Like 4. 4 or 3. On par with Aurorus. Feels a little rude to say. I'm gonna make it 4. Because it is bolt beam coverage 70% of the time. Rotom Fan is just stupid. Let's make it 3 because at least it has defog. Rotom Mow, just right in the middle. 7 definitely seems okay. 8 probably seems a little bit better though. And then we'll allow Giratina. No. Okay. Heatran. My guy. While I'm down here, let me go ahead and put Mega Heatran in the 5-point tier. Guys, I'm so funny. I don't know how I keep up with it. Yeah, no, Mega Heatran is staying banned because they gave it Earth Eater. Honestly, I think even with like a mild ability, it was still probably going to be banned. That mon's stats are insane. I mean, rightfully so. It's a legendary that got an additional 100. But normal Heatran, it will be pretty well up there. I mean, obviously it doesn't have Toxic still. First impression is funny for it, but at least you still get to Magma Storm and Protect, and you have your lefties. That's all Heatran really needs to do at the end of the day, and then it gets the 1 Flame Body burn that allows it to prevent from getting swept. Let's see. 14. Kept Eruption. Yeah, it's practically National Dex Mina Justice, so it's like there's some things that are a little bit excluded still. Like not every mon still has Toxic or anything like that, and obviously there's no hidden power. But most of these Pokemon are getting moves that were kind of like cut within like Gen 9 and sometimes Gen 8, so it does have Scarf Eruption again, which is definitely big for it. I could see 15. But I can also see 14. But I'd rather them be higher or lower in terms of cost. In terms of value and of Rotom Wash, Slowking, Clefable, just being able to trap is just so annoying, and the Flame Body. I really think it's 15. I'm gonna put him 14. I'll do 15. Scarf Eruption is definitely a bigger difference for it now. Darkrai. Darkrai is gonna go all the way to the top, bro. Right? Like, could he be 18? No, he has Thunderbolt, and he has Vacuum Wave now. Yeah, no, he's 19. I'm gonna stop talking. Okay, Emboar, Vacuum Wave doesn't matter for it. Its Mega is Supreme Overlord? Yeah. 148. The 110 special attack's pretty cool. Did not see it get used the first time. That's what makes me want to bump it down already. Normal Emboar, I think, was 6. I think that's totally fine. Excuse me. Yeah, I definitely want to bump down Mega Emboar from wherever it's currently at. Is that 12? Make it 11. I just want to see it get drafted. That allows it to get picked up with a top tier. So maybe we go 30-point buff. Okay. And then next, really, none of the other, the other starters aren't in the game. I wish Superior was in this game. Lipard, why did you get so many things yet you suck? Like what, just like an instant 1-pointer? Because you're like, yeah, you're terrible. Yeah. Here, let's go ahead and have you bring me back to the original one. There we go. And one for Lightbard. Musharna. The monkeys aren't changing in value. Musharna. Oh, sorry, what was your buff? Tri-attack? That's not a buff. God, I wish your abilities were better. You do have Heal Bell. You probably have Healing Wish, right? Yeah, that is pretty big. Pretty good utility. 2 points, right? Maybe 3. No, it's not on par with Chimecho. So probably just 2. Wait, why was Roselia in 3 points? I ain't doing that. Roselia, I love you, homie, but you can go down. Honestly, Leafy, I can probably go down 1 as well. Leafeon down. Rosary, the only one that got Mortal Spin. Good question. I mean, I'm fine with Roselia being 2 points, even if it has Mortal Spin. Yep, just Rosary. Just because it's like, I just think it's a good value mon. Like, I don't think it needs to be like tier 2 high. Like, it's still going to be broken through by any physical attacker. So, okay. Audino, that it was already on the board at 4. It's a little expensive. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's a good normal type. Wish, regen, pivot. I think 4 is cool. Throw and a sock. Wow, you guys got moves, huh? Drain Punch. Ooh, SD Drain Punch to get back your sturdy is pretty sick. Don't necessarily know how much HP you're going to be able to get on a KO. Also, getting Mach Punch is pretty big. I don't think it necessarily needs to be too crazy, though. Mold Breaker is the bigger one for it anyways over Sturdy. But Sturdy heavy-duty boots can definitely be big in this format. I think it has great utility. Sock is obviously the better one over Throw. Sock is probably going to be 4, maybe 5. No, I don't... It might actually... No, it is better than those fighting types. Like, it doesn't break like them, but like the utility of Sturdy and stuff is big. Yeah, its bulk isn't ideal. I guess it should technically be 4, but I don't know, bro. These buffs are kind of crazy. Ironhead, wait, I already had Poison Jab. Yeah, it's mainly just like Swords Dance, Drain Punch, Mach Punch. Ironhead's like I guess a little bit more specific, but like the fact he already had Mach Punch is pretty good. It's so funny how they're getting different things. Did he have Gunk? No, okay, so Gunk is unique to Throw. That's interesting. I'll make Throw 2 and Sock 4. Yeah, like, yeah, you can, like, somewhat compare them, but it's like, Medicham hits extremely harder, bro. Just because of pure power. Yeah, sure, Blazing can stay there. Normal Medicham. I'll do it the favor being Choice Scarf to Choice Scarf. Close Combat 105 minimum. Sock doesn't even have a set. Do 252. Come down here. Close Combat. 84 to 96. So it's like, it's not the same. in terms of a comparison because of pure power. And Machamp obviously always having guts and a naturally higher attack stat. Only by base 5 points, but it is higher. 5 base points. I think 4 makes sense. That's fine. Plus, once again, if it gets used, it gets used. That's dope. These are mons that like haven't existed for a little bit. They never really got too much love back in the day anyways. Like, who cares? Let's see. Scolipede, my beloved. You're getting buffed. You're just going up to 12, right? Yep, with Crobat. I'm making it more expensive, even though I'm probably going to draft it again. It's just so good, dude. Like, first impression, Immortal Spin is so big for it. Like, I mean, this Mon wants to run 6 moves, which is definitely difficult for it, but it's insane. Like, just so solid. I guess Mega gets a little bit more valuable. I really don't want to change it, though. Because, like, the Mega just sucks, and you get the value Scolipede out of it if you want it. It is so funny seeing these two next to one another. So, I'll leave the Mega where it's at. It's cool. Very hype. Very hype about Kafagrigus here. I think this Mon deserved all those buffs. Like, I just wish it had, like, Recover. Like, I know it'd only be, like, 8 PP, but... Yes, with the DLC, Scolipede got Mortal Spin, Overquill got it, and Roserade got it. So 3 poison types that aren't named Glamora or Glamet now have Mortal Spin, which is dope. And they can all somewhat pressure steel types, which is the good thing. Roserade not as good as Glamora. Scolipede obviously does have the Earthquake, and then Overquill at least has a good stab and Dark. To be able to get out some damage. So this mod is just so great. I wish it got like Recover or something. Like Pain Split is fine, especially with your low HP stat. But I mean, dude, the Parting Shot, the Stealth Rocks now. Like this mod pretty cool. Yeah, true. More mons do need a Cell Rock. Not T-Tar, though. I do not care what people say. T-Tar should not get a Cell Rock. It's gonna be too strong, bro. Thunder Wave is really big for it. Honestly, I thought it had Thunder Wave already, but that's crazy good. It's definitely higher than Rotom. Probably just thrown immediately into 7. I don't think it needs to be any higher than that. Is it higher than Gourgeist? Yeah, I genuinely think it is. I think Kafagrigus should be a 7-pointer now. I think you get insane value out of it. Because also you're shutting down whatever their ability is by giving it money. Mummy. There's a difference between deserves and should get it. Does it deserve a Cell Rock because it is a rock pseudo-legendary that people love? Yes. Should it get it? No, because it will be broken. The last thing I want to see is a Choice Band of Cell Rock T-Tar cleaning up my team at 40%. Kafagrigus, he will make 7. Because they could be right next to Scrafty, his best friend. That Mon is so good. That might be something I pick up. Amoonguss with Toxic Spikes, I don't know who allowed this. Like, that was kind of like the main justification of like, oh, I don't want to get Amoonguss because I want a grounded poison type that gets Toxic Spikes. Well, now it has the Toxic Spikes and you get Regenerator. I mean, your poison type is like, or your grass type, sorry, is neutral to ground, which isn't ideal, but it is literally the only flaw of Amoonguss. Because otherwise yes, people can bring... Safety goggles isn't in the game? Oh no. Was sleep allowed or was it it might be banned in the format, you might be right. I generally don't recall. Is it in the rules here? No, but that does allow... Oh yeah, sorry for my wording here. It does allow for it. Alright, well, I guess we gotta have a random team real quick. You know what? This is the... Well, I guess I just literally do this. I don't know why I have to do anything else. Spore, sludge, grass, stomping tantrum. With the life orb, because Amoongus loves it. Regen, that, validate. Spore is banned by sleep moves clause. That is good to know. I have to update this. I gotta keep that last line. Okay. Was really excited to use my Life Orb Amoongus. Okay, so no Spore instantly definitely makes it worse. Instantly, definitely, yep. But I mean, the T-Spikes is still like pretty good for it overall. It's worse. It might be on par with Roserade. I think 9 is like pretty okay for it. Because like, it's like, its bulk is good, but it's not overwhelming. And just the fact that you're not able to Spore really hurts it, bro. Yeah, Relic Song's allowed because it's a chance. Well, I guess I can check it. Yeah, Meloetta's coming up anyways, so. Okay, looks like it's allowed. Come on, just give me that. Yeah, Relic Song's fine. Yeah, typically they've never banned Relic Song whenever they ban Sleep, like even in Gen 9. You made me lose my train of thought. Yeah, 9 points for Amoongus. Yeah, I think that's valid. Like, no Spore hurts it, but like Regen and Toxic Spikes is still insane. Like, it's still better than Dragalge. Moongi. Eel at 6 is fine. Chandelure doesn't need a change. Cryogonal is here. Cryogonal probably around 3, maybe 2. 105 speed is decent. Obviously it can like acid armor, recover, rapid spin. It does give freeze dry, which is nice. I guess freeze dry alone kind of makes it more of a 3-point mon. We'll just do that. So 3 points on Cryo. Normal Golurk. Which normal Golurk only got Ironhead. My apologies, Stunfisk Galler. Completely walked over. Wait, yeah, you were missing on the last tier, weren't you? Where'd you go? There you go. Such a stupid mod. I mean, it's probably actually worth more. Like, more as in, like, maybe 2, is what I'm saying. Because it actually has Toxic. Only Stealth Rocks. God, it's so bad. No, I'm gonna keep it 1. That's fine. I don't care. Let's see. Back to Golurk. So Golurk only got Ironhead, which isn't crazy for it. It really didn't need it in the first place. Still pretty strong. Poltergeist being its like main move is good but rough. Obviously, you do have no guard when you're normal Golurk to be able to do a lot of damage and consistently hit it, along with dynamic punch and cause confusions, which is big. But if you're running a lot of knockoff, then it doesn't really pair well. Why is normal Stunned Fisk 5? So normal Golurk, I think, is like around 5. Because he's the GOAT. Let's see. None of those guys are in. Cobalion. These guys all got interesting buffs. Keldeo is going to be a menace when we get to it for sure. Wait, Cobalion didn't get any buffs? But all those guys did? That's messed up, bro. That's messed up. That's not really chill, homie. I'm gonna be real. That's kind of a hate crime. Cobalion. Probably around 10, maybe 9 points. It's definitely better than Lucario in terms of his steel fighting. Has a lot of utility. Yeah, 10 makes the most sense. Let me just double check it, but because you still have both Calm Mind and Swords Dance. You have the Stealth Rocks, you have the Vacuum Wave, you have the Thunder Wave. Yeah, all pretty valid. Yeah, I'll just make it 10. It's fine. Track technically is like less viability than Cobalion and versatility, but it's still a monster, so I'm probably just gonna put it right at 11. Because Head Smash for it is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I mean, Head Smash, like, I think Head Smash is good in draft. I still think it's gonna run Stone Edge on the ladder, more than likely. Track, you could potentially justify 12, but I think 11 makes more sense for it. Its speed tier just isn't nearly as good anymore. Heavy Slam's really nice for the fairies, though. Because he is consistently a stronger... I wouldn't say consistently, it does depend on the fairy, but it should be a stronger hit than Iron Head, which is big. Yeah, I'll make it 12. Virizion, I don't care. This mon is ugly and bad. What did it get? It got Stealth Rocks. It got Horn Leech. That is big. And Poison Jab. Horn Leech definitely makes sense for it in the first place. I still think it's around 6. Like, maybe you can put it a point higher. Yeah, Frustration Return and stuff like that is in this version. Like, it doesn't have a pivoting move or anything like that. I'll still put it 6. I don't think it's a good mon. I'm literally clicking on every single tab except what I don't want to do. No, if Showdown was showing all the moves, it'd be showing Toxic and stuff as well. Frustration Return are just allowed in the format. Keldeo, it is time, guys, to talk about this monstrosity. You can be a Whirlpool Calm Mindset. That's the biggest takeaway. No, it has Ice Beam and Earth Power now. Why? I don't know. But the fact that it went from Icy Wind to Ice Beam now is the strongest Ice type move, is just crazy. There's your 12 points if you want it as a reference. I think it totally sits fine in the 12 point. You can make it, can definitely go down to 11 if it needed to. I don't think it matters. Like, I in general, I shouldn't be wasting too much time deciding on one or more points for a Pokemon. It's really just as long as they're in the right ballpark compared to what's around it and knowing what the threats are in the format. And Keldeo is absolutely a threat in the format. I think it's 18. I don't think it can be 19 just because its B tier is still a little bit lackluster. Um, but I think 18 makes the most sense because it's absurd. I mean, like maybe 17, but I think that's pushing it. I think this guy is mean. Like he got ice ground coverage. Like I know it's not stab, but he got it. Like you could be sub calm mind with those if you really wanted to. But I mean, in general, most of the time your stabs are good enough. Gyarados is really like the only like ideal counter in this format. Obviously, you know, talk specs and stuff like that exists in another one. And then you have the slow kings and stuff like that. So I guess there actually is a decent amount of counters in this. I'll put him 17. I think he definitely is kind of crazy though. Now, if he still had Terra, one, he wouldn't be allowed to have Terra anymore. Just saying that. Two, he can be pretty annoying. Meloetta is definitely looking like the 9-point tier. Maybe the 8. Probably a little bit more of a steal in 8 to get anything cool. Flip turn doesn't matter. It already had U-turn. Power gem realistically doesn't matter either. Just with the chance to sleep and everything, and you do have access to Serene Grace, I will make it 9, but it gets drafted, it's fine. Genesect still going to be banned. It's too good in the draft scene. Being able to change up your discs. Alright, all these guys have been existing, but is there anything like big that needs causing me to move them? Meowstic getting Moonblast is dope. I don't think that changes where Meowstic is normally, which they had it in the 8-point tier for this format. I still feel like that's high. Like, I know you have the Prankster hazards and everything, but I feel like that's high. Because it's still a bad mod. What do you mean teleport is new? For Meowstic? Yeah, it shows I got it here. So like, yeah, it's gaining momentum, but you already get a lot more from Meowstic if you're clicking a hazard or a screen. Just as normal Meowstic. I'm also very excited for Mega Meowstic, to be honest. I'll leave it. I'll leave it where it is, but I think technically A is a little expensive. So we can do Mega Meow. Ooh, I missed Mega Golurk. I forgot to do Mega Golurk. Which, guys, I'm a fan of this. The fact it gets adaptability, because there really was no reason of using Mega Golurk over normal Golurk. Because just like, obviously if you kept no guard, then this is still stronger with a choice man, 124 compared to 159. So the adaptability actually gives it more usage. The extra bulk is like really big for him though, for sure. I really am pissed off they just threw 15 special attack in there. If they just did like the 15 in speed, or even if they just did 5 speed and then like 5 more in the defenses. Perfect. Like, it would have made more of a difference for him. I don't want this Pokemon to be too high, but like adaptability, earthquakes, and poltergeist are kind of disgusting. I mean, realistically, I think it's like around 11. Like, he could be higher, but I still think he's like pretty easy to deal with. There's even a good argument with him being 10. How about that guy's a 9? Mega Beedrill's got to go down first of all. I'll put him at 9. I'll let Homeboy get drafted. I think he was gonna get drafted either way, but we'll see how it goes. Meowstique. How high is its special text at? Okay, they are the exact same stat. That's good to know. 143 with 124 speed. That is sick. And just the fact that you can get either form / gender before Mega Evolution, so you can get Prankster and get some stuff up before you start spamming strong special attacks, or you can be the female and then get the competitive boost, and now you are murdering everything. I think this Pokemon is probably around 12. Maybe 13. Because you do have Moonblast and Earth Power. Like, this thing's coverage is great. And you get so much utility. No, this might actually be higher. I think it's very similar to Mega Gardevoir, and you don't have the Fairy Stab. You're a little bit faster. Gardevoir is stronger. Gardevoir is like, what, 165? I'm a freak of nature. But yeah. So, I would like to put him in the same tier. I think that's fine. Because you get so much utility out of it. Yeah, maybe 12. I'm going to do 13. I think it is genuinely worth it. Because even if you choose not to Mega Evolution based off of what they brought, you can then use it for Hazard Stack to start the game instead. So, Crabominable, we're almost to you, buddy. I'm not going back to back. I am doing an order of this list. So, Octalock on Malamar is hilarious. That doesn't change anything though. Shedtail, we don't care about it. We don't care about physical on you. Ice Hammer on Auroras is absolute comedy. Dedenne and everything we don't care about. Suing Guja, Ancient Power doesn't matter. Skill Shot on you doesn't matter. Zygarde, you are banned. Stay away. Normal Hoopa doesn't matter. Crabominable, bro. I was actually at you. That's my bad. Normal Crabominable, I mean, what, 3 points? Maybe 2. Yeah, he does get first impression, which is pretty big. Strong choice band first impression option, but I mean, you should be using Mega Crabominable, not normal Crabominable. If you're drafting normal Crabominable, I'm just like, why? What are you doing? They just gave first impression to a lot of bug-like creatures, and since shellfish is kind of like a subcategory of bugs in a way, that's why Heatran got it. Heatran is bug-like as well, so. Yeah, I mean, your speed and your bulk are dog water. Yeah, I'll put normal one at 2. I don't think it needs to be 3. And then the Mega. The Mega is the most interesting one here because this thing is absolutely insane, guys. With that power, this min-maxed stats, no one cares that you are 33 speed. No one. Because you have ice skills with 107 special defense. And you have such good offense and defense here that you don't even need to invest into it. You can be especially defensive, bulk up, drain punch, ice type move. Like, you can be ice hammer, but if you don't want to risk the miss, then you just go spin. And then you can go like a really strong move in close combat over drain punch if you wanted to. It's not ideal to drop your stats, so then it's like typically knockoff. And you have Mach Punch now for priority, which is crazy, dude. This mon is kind of ridiculous. Because Ice is insanely strong offensively. I'm defaulting to somewhere around here. I don't know if I'm wrong not putting it higher. Like I think I'm looking at 17 personally. But I think I could easily be wrong and it's worth 18. Like a lot of things can come in and do damage to it, but like what is actually like truthfully killing it and able to wear it down without it just clicking Drain Punch and recovering so much health back? Because even if you're the Psychic type, if you're not doing it much, you might die, and then if you can't revenge it after, it's like, bro. And switching in on a base 157 base attack is way easier than done. It's 319 with 0 IVs. Hello? But you do also have to be a Crabominable. So it's like 17 does sound good. Yeah, I mean that's where I'm like aiming, but I think like 18 is very realistic as well. It's just like you do have to take so many hits. It's not like you're going to be sweeping a game. Webs, even with 33 speed, doesn't even matter. Trick Room is very unrealistic. I mean, like you can Trick Room into Teleport or Chilly Perception with like the Bros and then like P2. Bros or Kings. But it's like you still only get X amount of turns. I think it's going to be 17. And I want it to be decently fine and not too expensive because I'm probably going to get it. So, but I don't want it to be like obviously robbery and too low. So, I'm pretty sure Golisopod is the very next Pokemon. Yeah. Oh, by the way, U-turn on like normal Golisopod actually makes it viable. Let me actually go back up here real quick. Crab. Omnibble. Gotta sound it out sometimes, chat. 2 points. And then Golisopod is like actually like viable with U-turn and stuff like that. Emergency exit, just allowing you to get free pivot is pretty big. I think four. Yeah, 4 is fine. I think it's like potentially a little bit higher, but heavy duty boots are in ZA, yes. It's weird, some of the items that aren't in the game. I mean, the main takeaway is like anything that's an item that was introduced in Gen 9 is not in there. But then you also have like the weather rocks missing, safety goggles as we just saw, which is feels silly, and all that stuff. Okay, so Mega Golisopod is an absolute unit, because for those who do not know, they decided to give it Regenerator. With these stats, it is a monster. It is absurd, because it does get U-turn now. You have a U-turn Regenmon with base 150 stab U-turn. And you got spikes. And what's that? You actually did damage to me? Oh, I locked on. Yep. No, I leech liked it back. And then I can just regen and I actually got everything back. You're never clicking this move, Endeavor, because you're never being too weak. You have knockoff as well. You have taunt as well. Like, this thing's actually just so stupid. Yeah, from Wimp Out to Regenerator, it's like the glow up of the century. Which, although it like makes sense for the Pokemon, it shouldn't have been a thing. I think this is probably an 18-pointer, if not 19. No, probably 18. It's just like so ridiculous. I'm gonna make it 18. Because, like, you still have to deal with fire coverage. But, yo, guys, Mega Magearna banned. Thoughts? Yeah, it's a monster. Yeah, if it kept emergency exit, it would not be great. But it would definitely be more viable than normal Golisopod still. Not just because of the stats, because of the typing change as well. But yeah, the mon is crazy. Okay. Next one, Palosan. I'm very excited this thing got Nasty Plot and Dark Pulse. One, I think it needed the extra coverage in Dark Pulse Power Gem, but two, actually getting Nasty Plot now and being able to do more consistent damage output instead of just stalling with Shore Up constantly, it definitely makes it way more viable. Traditionally, you would probably see it like around here. I think it might be like 7 now. I think it's better than Goregeist. Mr. Palosan. Yeah, and yeah, you're stuck into water compaction, but like the bulk with that is just so good. And like you're nasty plotting base 100 special attack, so you can put work with that. Maybe it isn't better than Goregeist because it doesn't get Will-O-Wisp. I really wish they gave a Will-O-Wisp as well. I think it makes sense for it to get it. Obviously, it is a ghost. But this Pokemon's really difficult to kill, man. Ghost Ground is like a pretty decent typing. Yeah, no, I think it's way better than Doublade, and I think it's like arguably better than Goregeist. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in 7. Okay, I wasn't missing anything there. Nope. Mimikyu, probably around 9 is my immediate guess. Yeah, I think 9 or even 8. Mimikyu's just so weak. Is a red card in the game? It's not in the game. That is a big pain for Mimikyu. It cannot run its favorite set. So what? It's really just stuck to Swords Dance and stuff like that now, huh? Yeah, I mean it's not 7 by any means. I think it could be 8 points and it's fine. But not having a red card is definitely an L. Still no Poltergeist? Yeah, no, that is definitely rough for it, for sure. Like, I understand it was introduced in Gen 7 and it has the unique Z move. I just wish they gave it a custom move, like, in general. That was specifically Ghost. Or, like, a, Cursed Doll type move that was, like, Flying Press, but a good version of Flying Press that applies both Ghost and Fairy stabs to the damage. Be so cool. Because Ghost Fairy is ridiculous typing. Mahirina Marshadow Band. Zera Ora. Zera Ora. Let's see. You got Dynamic Punch and Vacuum Wave, none of which matter. I mean, Calm Mind Vacuum Wave is like a little nice, but once again, you're outspeeding most of the meta, so it's whatever. Your elite speed and decent damage probably puts you around here. Do I think it's worth that much? Maybe. Bulk isn't awful. It's just like your attack stat really isn't enough. You don't have U-turn. You have to rely on Volt Switch. 13 feels too low. I think it is 14. I don't think I can justify 15, but I think 14 feels okay. Melmetal is interesting. Mega Zera is banned. Just be clear, because it gets yeah, you know, it's just a monster. It gets Iron Fist. Like, I mean, it might not have a extra typing and stab, but it's an issue to say the least. One of the most min-max Pokemon in existence. This is literally just Iron Hands. Yeah, see, Iron Hands. We have Iron Fist, Melmetal with double Iron Bash returning once again. Yeah, I mean, this Pokemon's crazy. It was like, I remember banned in Gen 8 I don't think it should be banned. There's a lot of counters to it currently in the game. I think it is realistically an 18 or a 17 pointer though. I think I'm going to put it at 17. I don't think it needs to be 18. I mean, it hits like an absolute truck. It's just one of those things where if it runs a choice ban, you have to decide what am I giving it. But, I mean, there's Heatran that automatically just punishes you from the chance of you locking in Double Iron Bash. Yes, it has Earthquake, but the second you click Double Iron Bash, then the chance of you getting Flame Bodied twice, big hindrance, which you can always opt to go then for Protective Pads, but Heatran's always going to outspeed you, and then they just kill you with Protective Pads. You're not AV to live the Fire type move, so it's like, it's a big counter there. And then Corviknight and Skarmory just beat it. So even though it has access to Thunder Punch, they just beat it. So there's quite a few big counters to it out there. And realistically, you don't want to draft one of the counters. It doesn't make sense for the team. So and then speaking of which, we do have Corviknight here. Corviknight get a buff. Corviknight got nothing. Where's the love at? Corviknight, Skarmory is at 12. Corviknight realistically 13. I think that's typically just about how it always goes with those two Pokemon. You could justify 14, actually. Yeah, punching glove not in the game is definitely a pain for sure. Yeah, you got your good bulk. You do have the defog, and then you just have your slow U-turn is the main thing. Yeah, I think 14 makes perfect sense for it. It definitely helps against a lot of threats in the meta. Thievul, you can just go at 2 points. You're not a 1-pointer because of Stakeout. You did get some cool buffs though, right? Will-O-Wisp was pretty punishing for Stakeout Mon. Reasoning for that going into something fat, and then you get more consistent chip, U-turn, come back in later, now you click the Stakeout at damage on that Pokemon that's coming in again, and now you can pick up the 2 at KO. And actually be able to break through past the recover, roost, whatever it's going for. So a Zap Cannon on Toxtricity. What a buff. Oh, what can he say? Is there anything like you're missing? Yep, that's what I wanted to check. Making sure he still had shift gear. She does. You losing Terra definitely sucks. There was just so many unique Pokemon that like them with Terra, fire. I mean, it still has plenty of utility. I wish I got like knock and stuff too. It's definitely on the lower end. I'm thinking around 8. Yeah, I like 8. Grapplocked. Did you get anything? Bullet Punch, Punch, Knockoff, and Vacuum Wave. Okay, wow, that is a big difference. You are now a 2-pointer. Congratulations. You are now part of an exclusive club. Berserker, I hate you with every fiber in my body. What you get? Hypnosis? Oh yeah, no, it gets spikes now. Bulk up Thunder Wave? Wow, this thing actually got decent utility. And it can hit hard. It can hit hard, folks. And having the steel typing is definitely big for it. I mean, I think it's realistically 5. Yeah. I don't think it rivals still Steelix or Doughblade, so. Put it at the 5 points. It's good enough for me. Mr. Surfetched, I love you so much, and you have agility, making you an actual potential sweeper, and you have U-turn. You can run Choice Band U-turn. I'm picking it up. I'm grabbing it. If I can't get Mega Staraptor with whatever else I want, I am getting Surfetched. I'm actually going to be running like a whole bunch of like mid-tier Pokemon, and I'm going to be the happiest guy in the world. Because you literally just run Close Combat. Well, I guess you still want to always have your first impression. So first impression, Close Combat. And then it's Knockoff or Brave Bird, depending. We'll just put Knockoff here. And then U-turn. This is all you need. This is all you need. And then if you want to run the Agility set, Agility, Close Combat, Knockoff, and Brave Bird. Brave Bird can still be something else than you want. Do you get Drain? No, you don't get Drain Punch. But you can be Brave Bird, and you can just be Life Orb. Cause all the damage, do all the pain. You're scrappy, so you're not being affected by Intimidate, and you can even be Steadfast in the very, very rare chance that, well, I guess you don't need to be Steadfast. It doesn't make you immune to flinch, and you're already going to be at +2 speed, so. Surfetched is dope. I'm very excited about that. I want to get this mon. So therefore, I'm going to make it 2 points. No. Let's see. Where are other fighting types that are going to be compared to? Because, I mean, like, it's still, what, 65? Yeah, 65 speed. There's not many fighting types around here. It's better than Raptor, for sure. Is there other breakers in here? Marowak? Yeah, it's better. 8 points. Do you get Defog? You do. That's cool. Tyrantrum has gotta be lower, bro. I gotta lower that dude. Why the hell is it a 9? I'm putting that dude all the way down at 6. Surfetched. I mean, I think it's realistically 8. Yeah, I think 8's fine. I think it should be 9. There's a chance it should be 9, but I'm just going to put 8. It really doesn't matter. Mr. Rhyme is another goated mon. I hate to be fangirling right now against like some of these stupid mons, but like 1, Riz, crazy. But 2, Stealth Rock, Infestation, Charge Beam really doesn't matter. But like Haze is sick and everything. Mr. Rhyme's always been like one of my like silly favorite Pokemon. And I used it in Sword and Shield before. Screen Cleaner is very cool. It came into effect against like an old Ninetales team and stuff like that, which was sick. It's got good stats, and it does get Freeze Dry, so... Right? I'm not tripping. It does get Freeze Dry. Okay. I saw so many F moves before that. I was just like, oh god, I'm lying. And you get Encore, and you do get the Nasty Plot. You do get the Rapid Spin, too, which is just so crazy. Its utility is insane. I want this Pokemon, but I know I'm going to get Crabominable. And if I get Crabominable, I can't justify getting this, because I'm probably going to get a nice type that can get up Snow for me. But god, this mon is so dope. I might have to just make myself the other team and draft twice. 5 points. 4 might be a little bit more realistic. No, I'm gonna make him 5. I think he has great utility. Stealth Rocks is a big buff for him. He's a king. Runerigus. Which, obviously this already had Stealth Rocks, but getting Parting Shot on this too is crazy. Runerigus did have access to Pain Split as well, correct? No, this one doesn't get Pain Split and it doesn't get Recovery. It says rely on rest. That's definitely a pain for it for sure. But like being able to click Earthquake is pretty nice. Mon's good. Like, I mean, like, it's fairly good, but I think normal Cofagrigus is definitely better. So I think Runerigus is just 6, because it's definitely better than Golurk, but I think it's lower than Cofagrigus, so 6 sounds fine to me. Okay, is there any Megas I've missed? No. I guess I still need to do the Raichus. I'll save them. Gotta get Mega Pinsir spray in here. I have to get these sprites and Mega Pinsir. Okay. Alright, well I haven't missed a Mega yet. Let me go back up. Alright, in DD. You do get Psychic Terrain. There is no Terrain Extender. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, any like extender between rocks and stuff like that is crazy. Let's see. Did you get anything? Moonlight and Wish is crazy. Moon Blast is crazy. These are really strong buffs for this Pokemon. Sing obviously doesn't matter because of the ban. That's very solid. Indeedy. Definitely more viable. I don't want to separate them. Yeah, they're not separated here in the dock. Or is it? Is this just male? Is there Indeedee female down in the form section? That's regional. Okay, Indeedee female is here. I honestly still don't want to separate them. I hate separating them. Like I know there is the difference between them, but it's like the Mon isn't naturally that great, and the stat difference isn't that insane. Like the only main thing is this becomes a better Choice Scarfer, and has more offensive capabilities, obviously, but that's it, bro. I don't think it's that crazy. You do have Mystical Fire again. That's good to know. Okay, so I'm going to keep them the same. And then where do I want to put you? Milady and Sir? Probably 6. Vacuum Wave with Psychic Surge is definitely funny. You are 100% correct about that. No, Psychic Terrain is like pretty big in general, and then Expanding Force is really nice. Also, because you can run Indeedee, you make a Delphox now. That's big. I'm going to put it in 7, because you are getting both forms. Morpico. 2. Maybe 3. Didn't even get a new move. Let's see. Cleavor. Cleavor didn't get anything new? That's lame. Still a very solid Pokemon, and then the other one is Overcoil in the Sui region, which does have Immortal Spin now. What was its other buff? Thunder Wave? Oh my god, that's so good. I have to remember Sui and Quillfish as well, which is going to be further down. Cleavor is definitely a strong breaker that gets like Defog and stuff. It's probably around here. I'm going to give it 9 because of its damage output. And Overcoil is going to be a little bit higher because of his utility. Which is realistically 10 or 11. I'm going to do 10. So I'll do 9 for Cleavor, 10 for that. Yeah, Parahacks on more mods. Parahacks against me. That's what everyone needs to do. Always. And then Hisuian Quillfish. You are 8. Yeah, I think 8's fine. A 3? No, bro. Hisuian Quillfish is good. Ish. Mainly because it can actually hold the Eviolite unlike normal Quillfish. And holding the Eviolite with Intimidate makes it a big deal. I wish they got Flip Turn though. Like they still deserve Flip Turn. Make it 7 or did I make it 8? And Barbarage is just very spammable. I'll keep it at 8. Just wait, I will wait. I will still use Overquill first because it's just better in every way. But that means Overquill will get Flip Turn, so that's all that matters to me, baby. Darkspawn. You got Flame Charge. Wow. So proud of Darkspawn. It's realistically 3. Pangoro needs to be higher. Why did I not raise that before? That mon is way too freaking low. It needs to go up with Machamp and Metacham. Darkspawn. It's so passive. Like, I know it has the wish and stuff, but it's just too passive and doesn't really have other utilities. So it's like, it's got one set and that's it. So I'm putting it at 2 points. Young Billy. Billy got something, didn't he? He got a lot of things. What the heck? You got a knockoff, Ironhead, Bulk Up. Should have gave him Oblivion Wing, bro. Oblivion Wing on the gut set. Wait, I don't remember his Oblivion Wing special. Yeah, it is special. Alright. Squawkability, probably still just a 2-pointer. Yeah. It's actually a decent breaker. Knuckle Stack, you can go to 1. It's fun when you do get drafted. Garganacci. Did they give Garg anything? Do we need to be scared? No. Wait, but they... No, dude. We have Salt Cure with no Covert Cloak. Like, I know it can't Terra, which is, like, definitely a hindrance because you have to stay pure rock. But, like, that is such a good trade. You have Salt Cure without Covert Cloak. Might have to do something about that. Let's see. Definitely on the upper end here. God, it could just like spam Salt Cure. I guess like you just need like a good fighting type or a ground type to always come in and be able to threaten it immediately. But like if it starts going for Iron defenses, like Iron defense, body press, recover, Salt Cure is just like, good lord, that is an issue. I mean, I'm gonna put it at 11. I don't know if it's it might be 12. There's a lot of relevant ghost type Pokemon. Banning Saltgear is going to be too much of a drastic measure, more than likely. I think it's definitely something that like should be explored more, if they're not already doing it on the ladder. But I mean, the ladder's going to be. He's already so offensive in this metagame, probably just with these new megas that they added. To where I don't know if there's currently a place for Gark to sit, but I could be wrong. I'm very curious if I check like the Tournament Blunder did and Joey and whatnot, if there's Garg usage in there. Dude, Soulgear's just so broken. I'm putting it 12. I think it should be 12. And if it needs to go lower, it can go lower. Just no Covert Cloak. Huge threat. These two are interesting because these two definitely lived off of Terra, but they're still good Pokemon. Armarouge is probably around 8, I would say. And then Ceruledge is probably around the 11 or 12. Actually, I'll make it 9 because the specs variant is pretty freaking strong. What's the equivalence? Yeah, I think that's respectable. Ceruledge, I think is... Dude, Ceruledge might even be... No, without Terra, I don't know if it's like 13. Or like on Metagross's level, you know. Here, let me come down to this other one because I don't want to leak anything else. I just want to see their tiers. God, I don't miss this little laggy, crappy document. Ceruledge. Is in the same tier as Blaziken and Heatran in Gen 9. Which I have Blaziken all the way up at 15 Heatran. I'll do 13. I don't think he's as high as that. I know Bitterblade weak armor is just crazy. Oh wait, yeah, to get Stone Edge, so no, not worth it. But Bostiff with knockoff is very cool because my guy, he has Stakeout knockoff, removing your item and doing a whole bunch of damage at the same time with 120 base attack. Super damaging low tier, which is very cool. 85 is very respectable too. And he has decent coverage. I wish he had like Strong Jaw for his biting type moves, but four probably. It's not as strong as Pangoro. Wait, do you get Parting Shot? No. Obviously not U-turn. Yeah, 4 is good enough. I mean, it's a dog. I don't think it really should have knockoff, to be honest. But he has it now. Grafai, you got crazy buffs. Dual screens on the Prankster and Toxic Spikes on the Prankstermon. Chef's kiss. Love it. I think that's like an instant 5 or 6, no? Always running Prankster for the most part. The 110 speed's pretty nice. You do have the Prankster Encore, which is massive too. You have the knockoff utility, you have the U-turn, you still have the Parting Shot as well. Yeah, this Pokemon's great. Yeah, I think it's a good 6. Because even though it has the Prankster and everything, it's still really frail. Is really an exaggeration, or is that accurate? Yeah, 60 and 70, yeah. Yeah, there's no light clay. So, Screens aren't too overwhelming. Scovillain and then Mega Scovillain. So normal Scovillain is ugly and stupid. And is probably 3 because there's literally like no weather for it to really benefit. Like it has to set its own sunny day. I guess it's like technically 4 or 5 in case it can't get sun, just like Zard. I'll make it 5. I just hate this thing. It's so stupid. And then Mega Villain. Mega Villain is really funny. So Mega Scovillain has Contrary. So it has Leaf Storm, it has Overheat with 138 special attack. You are only 75 base speed, so the best thing is for before you Mega Evolve to click Trailblaze, then try and be able to sweep. But the issue is, how Superior normally beats its threats, is it clicks its really strong move as it comes in, then the next one to it KOs. Yeah, Contrary doesn't make sense for its like actual like dex entry or style and character, but they just wanted to make it good. So they gave it Contrary. They were more worried about viability and like actually having fun with the megas, so which is totally valid. Mega Scovillain though with Contrary, it's like it can be decent, but it's not going to be insane. Like it's just not. Like as long as you're bringing the switch, like the good resistant, which is the dragon or the fire type, on the turn that it goes for Trailblaze, you're just eating the next hit, and then you're gonna kill it or like paralyze it or something to punish it next. Like you'll be able to deal with it. I think all these Pokemon are more viable. I think it's still, dude. Is Mega Pyroar literally better? I think it's around the 8 point. I'll just do 8. And if I end up being wrong, I will happily be wrong. I don't care. Tinkaton, my beloved, you have returned. You didn't. Ooh, yeah, you got Woodhammer, which is sick, and Bulk Up. I really like this. Oh yeah, so you can Nasty Plot. Yeah, Nasty Plot's literally irrelevant when they gave it the Contrary, which is really funny. But yeah, those other buffs don't matter. The Woodhammer and the Bulk Up for Tinkaton I really like, because now it's able to punish different forms of ground types and Bulky Waters. Bulky Waters could easily switch in on it constantly, so this is pretty good. However, Tinkatink has move slot syndrome because you kind of always want to run Stealth Rock, Gigaton Hammer, and then Encore or Thunder Wave, and then the 4th move is always up in the air. So, which is typically knockoff. It's like, yeah. Tiering. Same as Sylveon or a little bit lower? I think 11. Yeah, pup doesn't matter too much in singles when you have Swords Dance. You just rather run Swords Dance. Cyclozar is definitely a great utility. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Only getting Flame Charge is whatever. Where does this belong? Because I personally hate Cyclozar. However, I know it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. So I'm going to put it at 8. Glamec, just going to one. Glamora. We have Glamora and Mega Glamora. First, normal Glamora, I think, is definitely on the higher end. There's way more removal in this compared to before, which is definitely something to consider. But just the value out of Toxic Debris as a whole, I think immediately puts it in 13. So, and then Mega Glamora. Mega Glamora does get not Toxic Debris, but you can still have it from before. You get Toxic Chain, which is good. But I mean, Steel types are still gonna be switching in on this anyways. But like 150 special attack, bro. 150. Like that's 20 buff. It's crazy. I mean, Life Orb technically still it's harder, but you have better speed, which is the main thing. 101 is just such a good speed tier, as we know. So, I mean, this mod's great. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Normal Glamora at 13. Mega Glamora should only be higher because you're getting the value of still having Glamora while getting the Mega as well. So I think it should be 15. Why is the 16 tier so naked? I'm gonna have to move some things. $16 or 15? I think it's 15. I don't think it should be any higher than that. Okay. Houndstone. Last Respects is gonna stay banned, plain and simple. So I mean, it's still a really low Pokemon in terms of viability. 3 points just because it's a ghost type. And Fluffy is decent. Dude. Okay. Flamigo. Dozo. Dozo, my guy. Very fat water. 9-point tier does look pretty tempting. Yeah, I think the 9-point tier is accurate. Tatsugiri got a lot of buffs. Dozo with Whirlpool and Unaware is actually kind of crazy. But Ice Beam, Calm Mind, Flip Turn, Dark Pulse, Waterfall. Does not get to run Triple Axle. Scald is a big buff for it though, for sure. Tatsu obviously still having Rapid Spin and the Storm Drain and everything like that is good. And we get to discuss Mega Tatsugiri. So Tatsu here is probably looking around 6 or 7 points is going to be my guesstimation. I'm probably going to put it in 6, so. Because Rapid Spin doesn't mean as much in this generation or format. Annihilate. Very excited to use this guy. He got knockoff. Roar is like kind of whatever. Can be a benefit, but it's whatever. Rage Fist obviously still existing and living proudly. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna put it in the 16 because I don't have enough in the 16, and I think that's fair. Octavax is a funny one. Paxcalibur. Paxcalibur, can you actually fit in the 16? I'm just going to do that first, but because loaded dice doesn't exist, so you actually are probably lower. Because the best thing you want to run, you cannot. So obviously still pretty strong, but like just not being able to have your loaded dice for Icicle Spear and Scale Shot, it's not worth 16. It's not. I might actually bump up Blaziken. to 16. And then, yeah, I do like that. So placing it to 16, and then I'll move down Back's Caliber to 13. I think that's okay. All right. Mega Metacham can probably go down one. Or is that disrespectful? That's disrespectful straight up. That thing's a monster. What's Mega Exadrill's thing? And then Mega Backs is going to be allowed. I need to figure that out. Mole Breaker. 1031. Oh, Jesus, that thing's insane. Yeah, I mean, I think all of these are fine. Like, maybe bump Dragonite down one? Yeah, I think Dragonite can go down to 16. Distribution is key, folks. Alright, Back's Caliber. Oh yeah, we need to do Tatsugiri's Mega as well. But Back's Caliber, let's just go ahead and finish that while we're talking about it. Obviously this mon is insane. However, I think it should be allowed. I don't think it's overwhelming. Could I be wrong? Oh, most certainly. Kinda just want to make it 19. Then make it up for discussion. Oh yeah, Delphox also has to be lower. That dude is not worth 19. Delphox. There's a lot of Pursuit that punishes Delphox too. But like its speed and everything is just so good. Review down to 17. Hey. Let's see. Alright, Golden is the last one I gotta get on here. Let me just do that. Wrap him up. And then I'll get to Tatsu, I swear. Goldango. Spoiler, good. 16 points. I think he's totally valid. No, I'll make Mega Backs 19. Screw it. Alright, Mega Tatsu. Let's get this piece of crap done with. Your stats and your ability. I actually don't know what your ability is. Oh, you get Drizzle? Oh, there is a Drizzlemon. And you have Flip Turn? Yo, low key. I gotta make it to where you cannot get this and Mega Swampert. This thing can do damage. That is a Drizzlemon that can do damage. I'm intimidated. What did I put Mega Swamp at? Hello, Swampert, show yourself. You coward. Oh yeah, because its sprite's hidden. I put it at 12. Oh god, those would be allowed with one another. I guess I can bump Swamp to 13. But then Tatsu isn't worth this. I think it's inevitable if someone wants to do it. What's its speed? 92s? Okay. But like being the only rain setter is big. Like, I think it's 14 with like these other weather guys. And like Draco's on that stat. Not bad, bro. Wait, I totally forgot Meowstick's gonna be able to click expanding expanding force in psychic terrain. Does that mod need to be higher? I'm gonna put Tatsu down to 13. And I do like Mega Meow and 14 because of Psychic Surge, to be honest. The rain is definitely gonna be overwhelming. I think someone should definitely get Tatsu plus Mega Swamp. I don't think there's gonna be any way for me to be able to not let that pair be possible because not one of them shouldn't be up here, which is just the main thing. Latias, what are you doing, homie? So is that... No, I still have to do the Raichus because I skipped over them. Okay, the Raichus should be our last ones, and then we'll get people's thoughts, hopefully. Alright, so you have Levitate. It is programmed into Showdown to where this does get the attack boost when it does. It only gets Drizzle as a Mega, and then you... Oh, yeah, no, you're cooking, Alfred. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can't double down on those Megas. So, good point, good point. So you do have Levitate, and it is built into Showdown to where if you use Volt Tackle, you do get the +1 in attack, which is good because these stats were underwhelming. So it could be a little bit of an issue for sure, but I don't feel like it's too crazy because you're also still only the 110 speed. My guess would be around here. And then I have to go through all the Megas that had their abilities adjusted. Yeah, my initial thought is 14. I think that's pretty fair. Yeah, if you see it in game, Alfred, the Mega X is actually levitating. It's flying around like little Superman. Yeah, I think 14 makes sense. I just don't think it's like too insane for the most part. Once again, I always aim to be proven wrong. 15 would be fine. Maybe I do 15. I just don't think it's that strong. Like, even if you're getting the attack boost. Like, you don't have bulk up, you don't have swords dance. Like, you have to rely on the volt tackles. However, I think it's stronger than most of these megas. Screw it, 14. And then Raichu Y is kind of crazy. It has Transistor, it's Regieleki, 130 base speed, did get a speed buff, and a crazy special attack buff. And it gets everything for everything that's trying to resist electric or be immune to it. It has Grass Knot, it has Surf, it has Alluring Voice for the dragons. It's just crazy. This thing is absolutely insane. I'm very excited to see what people do with this. I'm sure it will get picked up. Yeah, 160 with Transistor is insane. Like, you just get to clean up with it in the end game. But it is balanced because the Choice Scarfer can come in and actually be able to kill it because it's pretty frail. It's probably still like 17. I just don't know if it's necessarily 18. Speed's 130, so it's really only other megas that are rivaling it in terms of non-choice scarf users, so. Okay, let me go through these new megas from before again. Clefable, you still have Serene Grace. Oopsie. Clefable, you are at 9 with Serene Grace. But you get Clefable, which is the big benefit. So I think at 9 that can stay, whatever. Phalanx has Dauntless Shield now. So you get the defense boost. Body Press is definitely like more viable on him, which is funny, but it's just like, it's really only special attackers which can come in and can kill him now. But he can't like break through the focus ashes and stuff anymore. I wish they just made it like a Steelworker. Yeah, because it's just not as good. But you can easily get the Omni Boost. What's the speed tier again? 100. Yeah. Against like physical teams, I could definitely punish it, but it's like a lot easier to have too many special attackers, I think. Let's just make it 8. Oh yeah, what did Floette get changed to? Regenerator. Well, I mean, its last ability was actually better. Regenerator, obviously, good ability. But what it had before in the Ange, Angie, whatever ability was absolutely broken. So I think I'll reduce it from 16 to like 14. No, it's still better than Slowking. I'll do 16 to 15. That's normal. This is 15. Because it's still in the same breaker and everything. Malamar has changed. Malamar had Contrary plus Simple before, and now it's just Contrary. And homie stats are that. So superpower is just the main thing it's clicking still. I guess it's fine at 7. No. He's really not. I mean, if it is, it's just a slight change, which is fine. Barbarical always had tough claws, right? Yeah, okay. So that's in the same tier as it was before, which is fine with me. Hawlucha changed from its speed, Moxie speed boost to stamina. Stamina Hawlucha is definitely better. Stamina Hawlucha might go to 14. Still a good speed tier, 137 with your Brave Birds and close combats. You have the defog, you have the... Wait, you don't have knock? Oh yeah, no, you always have to click throw chop for coverage, never mind. U-turn, you do have Roost, so you can be like Spadef Roost and stuff like that. Stamina is just such a good ability. How high do I want it is the question. 15? Like, just being able to roost after getting the staminas. Like, you can just become impossible to kill. Dragalge still had Regenerator. You had Drought, you had Protean. You changed, you no longer have Iron Barbs plus Bulletproof. It is just Bulletproof. However, you're a unit. I'm fine with you staying the same. Magician Lure, Magic Guard, Scrafty. Was it still Shedskin? Or... yeah. These stats are so good. 11's fine. Scully's fine at 8. Eel is interesting. Eel has Hadron Engine, which Ion Battery before, which I think was like technically around the same. I mean, I think I'm just going to leave it the same. Maybe up to 16. Because it's like you have 135 just with a built-in life orb and you're not taking life orb damage. And you're boosting your electric type moves on top of that. Like, you are forced to use more of your lower offensive stat, but like you could still be mixed. But like Giga Drain for the ground types is just absolutely insane now though. Yeah, you really gotta hop on here and just check out all the abilities. They did a really good job with them, so. Yeah, Mega Raichu Y is definitely better still than Eel, I think. But maybe it's not too much better. I'll just make him 16. I don't care, bro. Because you get the benefit of the electric terrain. I don't think Process is that great. Oh, but it gets up snow. That's the main thing. Oh yeah, so it's got the plus. Oh, it's 120. For some reason, I still thought it was around the 110. No, the 12 is totally fine. Scarm still has tough calls. You still have Supreme Overlord. You're the same. You're the same. You're the same. You're the same. You changed. You now have Toxic Debris, I think. You do. And you're not that fat. Still pretty good. I think your corrosion ability was technically better, but we know how impactful Toxic Debris can be. Which I'm blind right now. Hello? Where is my bouncy guy? Here he is. 8. Okay. Yeah, because what? You don't have any ground type coverage. Like, you're just not touching steals at all. Which is, like, definitely unfortunate. I guess that's no different than a Moongus. But a Moongus at least has regen. I'll keep him at 8. I think it's fine. Oh, Alfred, these are not confirmed abilities. These are ones that are chosen by the PetMod Council on Showdown and Smogon or whatever. We legitimately don't have any confirmation of what the abilities are for these Pokemon in terms of as determined by Game Freak and the Pokemon Company. Yeah, so all these ones that are like updated ones that I'm going through right now, they had custom abilities before by the Showdown team. And they just want to remove custom made ones and just stick with abilities that exist. I mean, I think all this is totally fine. Let's look at it from the top and go left to right for a little bit. AG Darkrai, Absol, Baxglade, Greninja, Megalodios. Honestly, I kind of want to make normal Grand 19 as well. No, Battle Bond's so hard to pull off. But Protean's still really good. Nah, I can stay at 18. Garchomp and Mega Garchomp, they still 18. Yeah. I guess Skarmory is still worth that much because you're still getting normal Skarmory at the same time. Same with the Philosophy of Excadrill in 17 and still being a really good Pokemon, period. Yeah, I mean, the only ones that I'm going to put in question, I think, are Mega Absol and Mega Baxcalibur, whether people want them allowed or to get them banned. So. Okay. Alright, I mean, that concludes the tiering. I'm just going to get some people's thoughts and see if we're good to start draft probably tomorrow. Or if we needed to edit a few things. So, thank you, Alfred, for sticking around, and thank you to everyone that at least watched earlier on. And if you watched this later and had it going on in the background, then W, thank you as well. So, this was something I needed to get done. I was hoping I was going to do it with other people, but I ended up doing it on my own. So, at least I had you guys keep me company for a little bit, so I really appreciate it. So, thank you for watching. I'll be uploading this draft analysis hopefully come the new year. I don't know if it will be any time before that, just due to the holidays. So, but very excited to get this one going. There's so many things I want to use. I'm probably going to ask them to do it again immediately after this finishes. But all right. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate it.